Thank you, Mrs. Ponan, and I appreciate your time today. And I'd just like to say thank you so much for allowing me to stop in and see you guys today here. My name is Bill Hoffman, and I've been serving South Dakota as an agent for Horace Mann for about the past 20 years. We're a company that was started by two teachers who got together to get cheaper auto insurance for their state association members back in 1945. And in honor of the father of American public education, they named the company Horace Mann. And to this day, we are still the largest insurance company, investments company that's serving the needs of educators in the United States. I'm pretty proud of that. You can kind of tell, I'll maybe tell you a couple things today that might be kind of exciting. And I've passed out some cards for you. If I say something that sounds interesting in the next few minutes and you want to get some more information about it, then put a check mark in a box and I'll get back to you with some information. But also, too, I'm going to use these cards at the end because I got a whole bunch of really cool things here I'm kind of excited to give away. We've got an Amazon gift card and a bunch of other stuff, too. And at the end of this, we'll have a drawing. And you don't have to check any boxes at all. But if I do want you to know that if you check a box, we'll actually get back to you, we'll get some information. But if you don't check a box, don't worry, you're not going to get stuck on some kind of mailing list or anything like that. But I'll just kind of dive in, and as I said, if you hear something that you want info on, then check mark a box, and then we'll get back to you with some information. The first thing I wanted to touch on with you today is, you see this thing where it says auto insurance at the top of the card. We've been doing auto insurance in your district now for many, many years. I had it myself for about 10 years before I actually became an agent with Horace Mann. And one thing that I like about us is that if you work in a school setting, if some kid gets mad and keys up the side of my car, then normally I'll probably have a $500 or $1,000 deductible. But with Horace Mann, it's zero. So any kind of vandalism or malicious mischief that happens while I'm on school property has a zero deductible, and I think that's kind of neat. But on top of that, usually our rates are cheaper. To be more specific, this last week in Canton, I saved a young couple about $700 by switching over to us for our auto insurance. So if you want information on our rates, we're cheaper generally than most of the other companies because what we found is that educator households usually have less losses, less accidents, less likely to drive home from the football game with a beer in your lap, just stuff like that. It adds up. And because of that, we have a safer risk group. State Farm has to take everybody. We don't. And so if you'd like some information on that, or if it's been a while since you took a look at our rates, we just got new rates here about 3 months ago. Put a check mark in the box and we'll get back to you with some more information. The next one you see down here is homeowners and renters insurance. Now again, we've got rates that are more specific to people who work in schools, which is kind of neat, but also our coverages are a little bit different. I had a $1,000 trombone in my office when I was teaching. Horace Mann covered that for me. If something happens to your stuff in the classroom, try turning it into another insurance company and they're probably going to say, we're really sorry, but you're using something personal for professional use in a classroom. But with us, we will cover it, we'll put it in writing, and your deductible is only going to be $25. So yeah, I think there's a definite difference between us and every other company that's out there selling this stuff. And by the way, if you're renting right now and you don't have renter's insurance, you're an idiot. I mean, most importantly, if you're renting right now and you don't have renter's insurance, get it from somewhere. You don't have to get it from us. It's going to be about the same price if you get it from me or your friend who works for State Farm. Just get it. Because you think, well, but Bill, I don't really have that much stuff that I need insured. Well, it's not really that. The biggest reason you get renter's insurance is not for the idiot next door who accidentally burns the place down because they left a jack-o'-lantern burner or whatever. It's not necessarily for that. If you're thinking, well, geez, I don't really have that much stuff that if it really did burn down, what am I out, a big screen TV? It's mostly for liability. It's for what if you're the idiot who actually burns the place down? Well then, yeah, then spending $7 a month for renter's insurance will really, really save your bacon if anything bad like that happens. So for $7 to $10 a month, get a renter's policy. It doesn't have to be from us, but you should get one from somebody. Anyway, just know that we do it. And if you want information on either one of those things, just put a check mark in the box and we'll get back to you with some rates and stuff. We also do condo insurance. We do flood insurances as well. mortgage protection and life insurance. And let's just talk about life insurance for a second. Our rates for life insurance are actually lower if you're an educator working in the classroom. Our rates are going to be lower. I'm not an educator. I used to be, but I'm not anymore. So the rate that I pay for life insurance is higher than what you would pay. We have rates that are specifically designed for you. If you'd like to see some more of those prices, you let me know. In fact, I've included a little sheet here today that I just passed out before our meeting that shows what our actual rates are for, say, a 20-year level term life insurance plan for a person who's 35. And, not a lot of companies are going to go over and publish stuff like that, but we don't mind. We want you to see what our rates are. So you can kind of take a look at your age there, and you can see what $250,000 or $500,000 of coverage looks like. And if I keep it for 10 years or 20 years, there's our prices. If you want more information on that or some other plans too, that we have that are more permanent types of plans, then put a check mark in the box and we'll get you some more information. Now, the most fun thing that I'm excited to share with you today is on this side of our interest card that we have, and that's in regard to like retirement planning and college funding and things of that nature. If you have a mountain of student loan debt and you'd like some help with that, we can help you navigate through that whole sea of student loan solutions stuff that's floating around out there. And we won't charge you for it. That's something that we just do as a service for your school district, and we don't charge you anything for it. And I will tell you this, the gentleman who is specializing in that in my office, his name is Patrick Ebert, and many of you have met with him or know him personally, but he is absolutely one of the smartest guys in 8 states when it comes to student loan solutions, and he can help you navigate through these very murky waters as to how to file your paperwork. If there's a loophole that can help me pay less money on my loan, or maybe even get the entire thing forgiven, he has saved people hundreds of thousands of dollars over the past few years, and he can help you too. And there isn't any kind of an obligation that comes with this either. You don't have to own any of our products. You don't have to buy car insurance from us or start an investment. Patrick will come talk to you, and he'll do it entirely for free. So, and there won't be any charge for that either. There's no fine print on that. It's just something that we'd like to help you out with. So if you need help with that, then write down the words Student Loan Solutions. Write that on this card here, and we'll be getting back to you and talking with you about that. Under this next area that we have, when it talks about traditional IRA, Roth IRA, and 403Bs, and putting my plans in writing, this is the one that I'm excited to share with you most, because way back during the Kennedy administration, Horace Mann lobbied for the 403B tax-deferred annuity, and to this day I still think it's the coolest thing that they ever did for us in education, because this plan allows me to put money away pre-tax. It gets pulled right out of my paycheck. And I don't hardly notice this happening because it's coming right out of my paycheck, but every month my business official takes out some money and puts it away for me that at this point someday maybe I won't have to work clear until age 65. Now, I'll be more specific. I talk about this stuff, but I don't just talk about it. I actually do it too. And my wife is getting close to being 55 one of these days. And when that happens, because we started doing this like years ago, somebody got to us when we were young and said, maybe you should start doing this. And so we started doing that. And because we started doing this years ago, she might actually retire at age 55. And, it's one thing to sit here and keep hammering away, raising kids and making house payments and everything. But fast forward your life, and where are you going to be at? This is all really dependent on what kind of decisions that you're making like right now. And if you decide, I think I'm going to start putting away a few dollars a month for me every single month, it's going to add up and it will make a real difference. And that's the part that if you want some help on that, if you want maybe help putting some of that together, then don't get like, I meet with a lot of people that go, gosh, I sure wish I would have met with somebody about 20 or 30 years ago. Do it now. Because 20 or 30 years from now, it's probably not going to be a very good help to you. Oh, I'm going to retire in 3 years. Could you guys help me out with retirement? Like, well, probably I can't do a whole heck of a lot. But if you're a younger person and you got a few years to play with this, you got to meet with somebody. And we can show you what's the difference between a Roth IRA and a 403B and an IRA? Well, most people don't know the answers to these questions. We can show you what the differences are between each one of those. And you don't have to buy them from us. You can get them from anybody. We don't care who you get it from, but the main thing, me or Patrick or Carol or Barb from our office, we'll sit down and we'll show each one of them to you and how they work. And if you want to get one from us, great, but you never have to buy a thing from us. But we will take time and we will show you how they work. And so if you want information on that, just put a check mark in that box and we'll get back to you with some information. Hope this has been kind of helpful today. One other thing too that I'm very excited about is that we actually have somebody in our office who's specializing in this area too, kind of like Patrick does our student loan solutions. He's kind of the czar of student loan forgiveness in the whole Midwest. He's great. And we also have a person that's helping with some brand new products in our office. And her name is Carol Jandera, and she's here with me today. And we are now in the business of doing cancer insurance policies and disability policies, and also, Carol, what's that other one too?
Accident.
Accident? Oh yeah, accident policies too. And they're so new I barely even know what I'm talking about. But we're really excited to show you what our rates are, because we know the company that you might be with right now, and we know our rates are better. And so we're kind of also hoping that, again, with like some of our other stuff that I've just shared with you, we're hoping that our policy is a little bit better for you too. So if you want information on neither one of those, this is so new for us, you'll have to actually write it into your thing. So just say, I want an accident quote, and we'll get you some prices so you can see how we look. In fact, Carol's here today that you can meet her afterward and maybe even say, just tell her hello, and we'll meet with you one-on-one and get you some numbers. Thanks so much for your time today. I'm going to have you pass in your cards, and we'll do our prize giveaway.